I'm back. I know, I've been gone forever, and thanks to my subscribers for hanging in there. Life gets in the way sometimes, you know? So let's get into it. This is FLOSSTUBE number 21, cross-stitch hacks, February update, and some rambling. So I really like magnets, and especially since I have Alex, I'm very cautious about making sure that I keep him safe with my crafting. I started out beading, and I was too nervous, and beads tiny, and I like things that are small. So I kind of have gotten away from that, and I like cross stitching, and so we all know that, you know, I started out with these needle minders, and I thought they're super cool. That has the magnets, and I've shown this one on my video. I don't have any new ones yet, but as I get more projects, I will get more. My favorite one right now is this little guy that looks like Alex. So magnets, I think there's more that we can do with magnets. So what I did is I started out, you know, I love this needle threader, but I'm always looking for it. It's tiny, it's super thin, and so what I did, and I didn't do the greatest job with it, but I zoom in here, you can see I took, let me get the glue. Sorry about that, I should have had that out. So I took this Gorilla Glue. It's more of a gel than a paste. And I just put a dot of it on there. And I bought these tiny little magnets that are like, it's like 1/8 of an inch. I just ordered it on Etsy. If you search on Etsy for magnets, you get all kinds of options. This is one that I found. And so I didn't do the greatest job, but I wanted to make sure that it was in contact. So, because that's super tiny, and that scares me that Alex could get a hold of that, because Alex eats everything. I don't know what's wrong with that boy, but he loves to eat everything. So, except for food. So I glued that on there, and it seems pretty solid. I mean, you know, I'm not applying super pressure. I could probably break it off if I put major pressure on it, but I mean, just rubbing it, moving it around, it's not going anywhere. And so what I can do now is, you know, I could throw it on my needle minder, or I've been doing this a lot lately, throwing my needle on it, and then I got my needle and my needle threader together, and that's been super handy. Just pull the needle off to thread it. You could probably fit a couple on there. So that's one hack. And then I thought it would be really cool to have like some kind of like little magnet sheet to have, like, because I'm going from switching around from project. Oh, let me zoom out here. I'm going around from project to project, and it'd be nice to have like kind of like a home station. And I thought it would be cool if I had a magnet sheet. original. I think I got rid of the original that I had. I had this piece of metal that was like 6 by 6, but it wasn't very strong. It didn't work very good. So then I thought, I was at Staples. And I found this guy. Let's turn it so you can see it. So I found this guy, and he's pretty small. And it's one of those wide erase boards that's magnetic. And the needle's not like the needle. So it's not very strong. Like, it doesn't grab the needle, but it does grab anything that has a magnet on it. And so I could put this on there. And I'll just show you, this is the packaging. So a magnetic dry erase board, 8.5 by 11. So it would fit nice in my project box. And then it has this marker. So if you wanted to write stuff on there, you could. And they sell a lot of like magnet strip. This came with this board, and it has these little foam pieces that you can, I guess you could write on it. I'm not sure exactly what the intent is for this, why this is useful. But there's all kinds of little magnet pieces that you can get from Staples. There's tons. There's a lot more than you'd think. So, you know, so it sticks pretty good to it. So that's something to think about. You could buy some magnets, and you could get a bigger board than this. So that's the part you tape down. You could get a bigger board than this if you had more. I was just looking for something small. And maybe I get one of these for each project. I don't know. Still thinking it out. So I can put my needle minders on there. And okay, so the other thing I picked up is these little guys, and they came in a package of 4. Let's see what do I do with those. Take them off. What did I do? I don't know where my other ones are. I took them off for the video, but it had a white one and 2 silver ones. But it's got this big magnet sheet on the back, and the needles stick to them pretty good. I mean, not as strong as a magnet. But it sticks to this pretty good. You know, it's sticking. And so this is kind of the idea that I had, is I had some, let me go get it. Totally not prepared for this video, but bear with me. So I bought this felt paper, and it's adhesive. It's got an adhesive on the back, and it's different colors. So I cut it out. I took, trying to walk you through it. I kind of feel like I enjoy when people walk me through their process, so I'm trying to kind of not necessarily always do it on screen, but show you how I did it. So I took this mat, and I have this ruler. Some kind of acrylic ruler or metal ruler would work. And then I used to be a quilter, so I have these rotary cutters around. You can get them at Michael's. You can get both of these at Michael's or craft store. And then I cut that felt out, and it's got the adhesive on the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste it onto here. And then I have these size 24 petite John James. I really like the petites. My hands are kind of small, and I kind of lean towards projects that are small. I'm working on myself to try to up my stitch count. I've been doing 18 and getting used to that, and now my next step is to go to 20 count. So here's my idea. We'll see together whether it's gonna work. I keep mixing up my needles and then I don't know what they are. I wish there was some kind of size things, like tool, that you could measure your needle. I mean, you can kind of compare them to see what size they are, but I wish there was, like with knitting, there's like a little tool, and it's like a plate with holes in it, and you can put your needle in there and it measures the size of the needle. I wish there was something like that for the tapestry needles, or something that measures the eye, because I think it's the eye that makes it different, but also the thickness. I wish there was something like that. If anybody knows a good way to spot what size your needle is, let me know. But so this is my idea, as I'm trying to get to where I'm more organized and I can keep my track of what my needles are and what size they are, so I'm not struggling. So that's a little off, but it's not bad. And this adhesive isn't forever. I could take that off if I don't like it. Yeah. But not bad for now. So make sure it's on there good. Okay, I actually came up with this idea watching Jan Hicks and how she organizes her full coverage projects. She likes to use felt, and then she preloads her needles and puts them in felt. But that's too much work for me. I don't think I want to do that. Okay, so what we can do is we can just take these needles and you can bury them in the felt. This felt is not as fluffy. The self-adhesive felt is not as fluffy as the others, so I'm just going to have to like stick them in there. The other ones you can kind of pull it out so that it sticks out on the other end. I'm thinking, let me show you what I'm talking about. Find that quickly. Pull the different colors so you can tell which one I'm talking about. Oh, I pulled two. Oops. Okay. This is so pretty. I like felt. I've never messed with like felt art. I know there's a lot of things you can do with felt. The colors are so pretty. So this is a little fluffier, and if I take another one of these, I can kind of pull it out like that. If it was glued down, could I do that? If it was glued down, yeah, it might just be the gluing down, but I don't know. Is it thicker? I think it might be, I think it's a hair thicker, and you might be able to get felt that's a little thicker. I'll have to do some research on that. But for now, this is what we'll do. So I'm gonna take these needles and just bury them in the felt. Wonder how hard it is to pull them out. I probably shouldn't put them too close together. So at least have like a finger apart. Do this. It's not perfect, but let's take this other one. I don't want to break the needle, so. Do like, my OCD is kicking in. Yeah, it might run into the adhesive. So it's an experiment. So do that, and then what I was thinking is I could cut this out, and I actually have a cry cut or cricket. I don't know. Everybody pronounces it differently. A cutting machine, and someday I'm gonna have a craft space. Right now I just kind of do it at my desk and put it away, and I'll probably do something cute. So I was thinking maybe I put it on there somehow. I don't know, what do you guys think? Put it at the, kind of thinking, put it down here, size 24. I thought about putting the John James on there so I know what kind, but it's pretty big. But I probably would have room. I don't know, thinking out loud. And then take a little bit of this glue. And if you're a kid out there, be careful with the super glue. Don't glue your hands together. And adults. Sometimes the kids are better at things than adults. They're experienced. It's kind of like when you go to a vet or doctor's office and the doctor gives you the shot instead of the nurse, and it hurts worse because the nurses or the vet techs, they do it more often, so they're better at it. I don't know if that's gonna stick or not. I don't know if you can. I'm not sure what kind of glue you're supposed to use for felt. I haven't really done much research on this, but yeah, it's moving. So I have to think about that. Maybe I need to cut the felt shorter. Anyways, this would be a hack. Yeah. Maybe this is the wrong kind of glue for felt. Or maybe I didn't have enough. Lots on there. It's getting on my fingers. Alright, so we'll let that dry and see. So then, what you could do is just have that there, and you'd have your needles, your size 24s, and you could pull those off. And then I have different sizes. I've got 26, 28, 22, 20. I'm not sure how all those would fit on this, but this is kind of just an experimenting with you. Let's put that away. But trying to find ways to keep my needles organized. Yeah, with this little board, I mean, it was 10 bucks, if that. And if you had a coupon, maybe it'd be cheaper. And there's your threader. What else do we use? Well, these markers came with it. You could throw that on there and jot notes down. You could get a bigger board so you have more room, put more of your needle minders on there. You could also get a big one. I have a big board like this that's on the wall. And you could have a bazillion needle minders, and I know a bunch of you do have a million of them. So, and I'm working on my collection. Okay, so here's another idea I have. And for a magnet board, and I actually saw this because I'm thinking about remodeling a closet to be like a craft area, like a walk-in closet. But and I was watching a video and I saw this. But let me go get it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so what I saw is that someone took a cookie sheet and they glued it on their wall. I'm not sure how they secured it on their wall, like it was their desk and then they had it on their wall. And excuse the wear and tear on this. This is a used cookie sheet. I love this cookie sheet. I got it from Whole Foods, which is kind of a health store if you're not in an area where they have that. But you can see it's kind of beat up and stained. It's really getting worn out. But as you can see, I've made lots of delicious cookies on it. It's been well used. And I love it. It's just, the one problem is my husband puts it in the dishwasher. It's Jamie Oliver is the brand. And you can see it had nice, pretty paint on it or something. And it's starting to peel off. It's really beat up, but okay, so check this out. Where's my board? Got my board here. Okay, so take this needle minder, and it is strong. It is crazy strong, way stronger than this board. And so you could totally do that. You could find a cookie sheet. This is probably the smallest I have found. And this is about, what size is this? Let's just measure it. Let me find my measuring tape. Oh, let's use this ruler. Yeah. So it's about 14 by 10.5. So that's the smallest. I did find one that was 12 by 10, I think, online, but I had to really search. So I'm thinking next time you go to a garage sale or you go to Marshall's or what's the other one? Marshall's. Oh, what's the other one that's like a discount store? There's TJ Maxx, Marshall's, and oh, that's gonna drive me nuts now. What's the other one? Well, there's two companies that are kind of like that. Oh gosh, that's driving me nuts. But yeah, take a look and see what they got for cookie sheets there. I was also thinking maybe if you could find some accessories for like an air fryer or a toaster oven, you might be able to find a smaller one. But cookie sheets are basically stainless steel or aluminum. And so I think this is a super cool hack. I mean, you can put your stuff on it, you know? And you could hang it up on the wall. I'm not sure how that lady did it. She must have had something. It does have these little holes. She must have did something to attach it. I'll have to do, or maybe like some double-sided. Maybe she did some double-sided tape. She was also doing pegboard, so it might have been some kind of thing with pegboard. But I think this is awesome. And you might even have it in your cupboard. You might, you know, not even have to spend any money, which is awesome. Because, you know, this is a fairly cheap hobby, but like all hobbies, it could add up. It could cost a lot of money. You could dig into storage options and got to have all the little things. So yeah, so that's my magnets hack, and I want to keep pursuing that. And as I come up with more ideas, I'm going to share them with you. But that's pretty much it. And I'll just mention too, I mean, Staples has tons of stuff like this that you could, you could use. I'm not sure, what kind of purpose I would use for it, but you could totally make your own needle minders. They might not be as cute, but hey, you work with what you got, right? So I think that's gonna be it for my hacks for this video. No video cat bombs this time. Alex is busy sawing logs. He's so cute. Look at his little paws. He's tucking his face in. Oh, I just love him. Happy stitching.